Hello guys, welcome to ASP Hero. Today in this tutorial, we'll look on our login screen and we'll do the work of login in our stock management software. Let us proceed. In last tutorial, uh, we are here in login from splash screen. A splash screen will load at first and our login screen will display. Let's see demo first. Okay, our stock management system, this splash screen is loading, and when splash screen progress bar reaches to 100, then it will show up a form, that is login form. Okay, in login form there is username, password and role. Okay, and these username and password are two text boxes, and this is combo box where admin and user are there in our collection. Okay, when we hit login with correct username and password, we must go to our home page, and in home page the default page is billing. Okay, now to perform this task, at first we'll have some tables in our database. Let's see our database first. I have installed SQL Server Management Studio with SQL Server 2012. I am logging with Windows authentication. Okay, and inside database I have created a database name Lake. Okay, you can give any name suitable to your software. Okay, to create database you have to click here new database and then give database name and click on OK. Okay, now I am cancelling it because I have already a database here, Lake. Inside Lake database I have different tables. For now you have to make a user database. Okay, users table, you have to make users table, and for this you have to design with these columns. Okay, in users I have user ID integer data type and user underscore username n bar char 100. Similarly, user underscore password n bar char 100 for storing password. Similarly, user underscore role n bar char 100 for storing role like admin or user. Similarly, user underscore last login date for storing date time, that is in which date user have logged in, and similarly in which date user is registered, that date will be stored in this column. Okay, and you have to set this column as primary key. Okay, I have already set primary key, so here is remove primary key shown. And beside this, what you have to do is come here at identity specification, hit this arrow, and in this arrow you can change this yes or no. If it is previously no, then you have to change it to yes. Okay, you have to make yes, then only our users ID will be automatically auto incremented. Okay, if you like to see its script, then you can see here. Okay, primary key yes, and for auto increment, here you can see identity 11. Okay, If you like to create table with this query, then you have to do this all things. Okay. Mm, Instead of this, I think doing it with design is very much easier than that. Okay, just create these columns with these data types and just change identity property to yes, then you'll all set to go. Okay, after changing from no to yes, this identity increment will be 1 and identity seed will be 1. Okay, then you just need to save your table. Okay, save your table and you are ready to go. Okay, now let's move on to our, and when you add data, then data will be displayed like this. Yes, you can add some data is seeding data for checking. Otherwise you can create from that user. At first, for one admin you have to give your username and password. Okay, and you just give date and it will automatically bring time also here. Okay, you just give date, like while I am doing in 2019 January 18, and you can give in that way seed data, and then you are ready to go for login. Okay, now we'll be back to our Visual Studio, and inside Visual Studio for login form, we have username. This is label. Okay, label LBL username, and this is label LBL password, and this is role LBL role, and this is text box TB username, and this is another text box TB password, but it has password char property with asterisk. Okay, here you have to change to asterisk. And similarly we have a combo box. This combo box has name CB role, CB for combo box, and inside items there is hard coded or handwritten collection, that is admin and user. Okay, this is not from database, this is from collection. Okay, at first admin and then user. Okay, and there is a button that is login. Text is login and its name is btn login, and I have given text login. Similarly another button that is cancel. Text is cancel and its name is btn cancel. Okay, now to log in we have to double click on our button, login button. Okay, or you just go to events here and double click here in click event, or you just double click here in login button like this. Okay, and after clicking on login button we'll be in our event, that is our button name btn login and our event click event. Okay, now for button login click event, and these parameters are automatically generated. Okay, if you need these parameters you can use it, otherwise don't give any burden to your mind for this parameters. Now let's proceed. Now let's see, here are some variables, right? Username, password, role, cb role, etc. Okay, now let's see our variables at first. Before making variables we'll see some usings, that is which reference are going to be taken, that is which namespace are going to be used. Okay, now in login screen for database we'll use this these three namespaces is for database. Okay, for database we'll use this namespace. For database work we'll use this namespaces. Okay, use these three namespaces for your database work. Okay, this first is system.data, second is system.data.sql client, and third is system.configuration. Okay, system.data, system.data.sql client, system.configuration. Okay, after giving this we'll use our database related connection string in our app.config file. Okay, here we are using connection string from our configuration file. Okay, before that let's move on to our app.config file. Okay, here you will find your app.config file in your project and app.config file, this app.config file. Okay, app.config file. Inside app.config file, what you have to do is just add a connection string tag inside your configuration tag. Okay, inside your configuration tag you have to write a connection string tag, that is connection and strings, strings. Okay, gs also, and add a connection string. You can add more than one connection string, so here is a tag, that is add tag. Okay, you have to add a connection string uh, with name con string. Okay, you can give any name. Here I am giving con string is the name. Okay, now the connection string will be this is our connection string. In connection string you have to give that data source. This data source is same as your server name, that is inside SQL server you just close your connection and close your all tabs. Now again try to connect. Here you will see your server name. Yes, the same server name will be used as a data source. Okay, this same server name here written laptop 6am something. Yes, and this will be used here, laptop 6am something and slash SQL Express. This is our data source, that is server name. This server name is our data source. Okay, now this initial catalog is our database. Okay, this is our database name. Lake is our database name. Okay, lake is our database name. What is lake? Let's see. Lake is our database name. Database, inside database, what is there? There is lake. Yes, this is our database. Lake is our database, so we are giving initial catalog is lake. Okay, and purchase security info equals to true and integrated security equals to true. This means again close this connection and try to connect again. Here you see authentication. Yes, authentication is Windows authentication. Yes, not SQL Server authentication. If you are authentic user to run your computer, then you can run your SQL Server with Windows authentication. For this Windows authentication connection, you have to use this purchase security info equals to true and integrated security equals to true. Okay, and provider name is system.data.sql client. This means we are using Microsoft SQL Server. To connect with the database of Microsoft SQL Server, you have to use this provider name. Okay, what we have to take care is that use data source according to your server name and the database you have given. Whichever database name you have given, you have to write here. Okay, this is enough for app.config file and I'm closing it. Okay, again I am telling you from where you can see app.config file from here. Okay, inside your project there will be a app.config file, and clicking here you will get your configuration file. Inside that, startup must be given. Okay, this app setting I have given later. If we get to there in backup, then I'll let you know what is this about. For now you have to just create connection string only. Okay, connection string only, and then you are ready to go for our database work in login. Okay, now let's back to our login, and inside code, let's move on to top. And now at first use this usings. Okay, use these references and use this namespace. First namespace is system.data, second is system.data.sql client, and third is system.configuration. Okay, this data.sql client is used for inserting data, updating data, removing data, etc. work, listing data. Okay, and this configuration is used for bringing our connection string from our app.config file. Okay, now let's proceed. Now before doing coding for our this login button, at first we'll make some variables for our database connection and for username, password, and role. Okay, you have to make these variables at first. This first line, in this first line, this is a line. Okay, in one line you can write this. Okay, SQL connection con equals to new SQL connection configuration manager dot connection string con string dot connection string. Okay, this SQL connection is coming from namespace data.sql client.sql connection. Okay, we have used that namespace, and this configuration manager is coming from system.configuration. Okay, so we have used those namespaces above. Yes, this data.sql client and configuration. Okay, now and then we'll bring our connection string from our app.config file. That is, we have a connection string with name con string. Yes, this con string is used in our app.config file. You can see here in app.config file there is a name con string, and same name we have used here is con string. So from there we will get our connection string. Okay, and then we'll make a SQL command with name cmd. Okay, that is SQL command. Like if we like to insert data and if you like to update data, there we have to use a command. So we will make a command here inside partial class, so that we don't have to declare it many times, like for updating, inserting, deleting, listing, for everything we'll use this cmd. Okay, and for SQL data reader, in some cases we have to just read the data, so that this data reader will help us to read the data from our database. Okay, and this string user is used for storing username. Okay, and this is for storing password. And this is for storing role, like admin or user. Okay, if you have done this, then let's proceed to our login button. Okay, let's go to design view of login. Inside this, go to our login button and double click on our login button. Yes, After double clicking on login button, we will be here in our click event of login button. Inside click event of login button, just assign username is tbusername.text. This is our username text box where username will be provided while logging, and this is text box tb password. Yes, these two text boxes. This is tb username and this is tb password. Okay, and this is cb role. Okay, this is cb role. Now inside login, okay, we'll get our username from tbusername.text and our password from tbpassword.text and our role from cbrole.text, and then we'll write our login code inside our try catch statement. Okay, try catch statement, you know, try catch statement. To make a try catch statement, easy method is just write try and hit tab 2 times. Okay, twice tab. Here you can see tab twice to insert the try snippet. Okay, I am clicking tab twice. Okay, in this way you can make a try catch statement. Okay, for now I am deleting it. Okay, that way you can make try catch statement, and then inside try you have to use a if keyword. Okay, if, and we will check a condition, that is validate equals to true. If this validate function returns a true value, then we will do this work, otherwise we will not do this work. Okay, if this validate function returns true, then we will do this stuff, and otherwise we'll give a message that is incorrect username or password. Okay, now let's see this validate function. Okay, inside try catch statement we have given a condition if validate equals to true, that is if validate returns true. Instead of this you can write this also. Okay, this line and this line is same. Okay, now let's move on to our validate function. Okay, let's create this function also. Let's go to its definition. Now you have to make this function private bool validate. Okay, and we'll be back again there. Now you will make this function. Okay, private bool validate. This function will return a boolean value that is either true or false. Okay, either true either false. Bool means either true either false. Bool is short form of boolean, and it will return either true or false. Return type bool means either true either false. It must return either true either false. Okay, now in this condition, if tb username.text is equals to empty, if user have not provided an username, then we will display a message, please enter username. Okay, and then we'll return. Okay, will not pass value as true. Okay, it will return false, that is we must not proceed to our login. Okay, it will stop us from logging. It will display this message and will not allow us to go to our home page. Okay, similarly there is validation for password. If password is not given, then message will be shown, please enter password, and return false. Return false means that is this function does not return true, that means the condition will be false, and the incorrect username or password will be shown. Okay, similarly there is a validation for user role. That is if there are two user roles, right? There are two user roles, that is one is admin and another is user. Yes, one is admin and another is user. Here you can see in our collection here you have admin or user. Yes, if none of them are selected, then that means uh, the selected value is -1. Okay, so that we will check here, if cb role dot selected index is equals to -1, that means empty, then we'll say please select our role. Okay, in this way we will validate. Okay, and then if all these conditions are not satisfied, then we will return true. That means we can proceed. When we will come here, we will be here if all things are provided, like if username is provided, password is provided, and role is provided, then only this function will return true. Okay, and then this function will return true, and we can proceed to our login. Okay. Okay, let's see this bool validate again. Okay, just pause the video and write your code. Okay, private bool validate, and if these conditions are not satisfied, then at last we will return true. Okay, this curly will end our bool validate function. Okay, now let's get back to our login button event. Now in try catch statement, we have checked validate equals to true, and we have made a validate function also. Now if we are allowed to enter inside this if condition, that is if validate function is true, then we'll use a command here. This cmd is already used. Yes, we have made this cmd here. Yes, after starting our class, login class, we have made cmd here and use that cmd. Okay, now cmd is new SQL command. Select username, user underscore username, user underscore password, user underscore role from users. That is, we have a database. Inside that we have a table user. Yes, inside user we have user underscore username, user underscore password, user underscore role. Yes, and we'll use these columns here: user underscore username, user underscore password, and user underscore role from users. Okay, this must be identical. Okay, this and this must be identical, and where user underscore username equals to given username, and user underscore password given password, and user underscore role must be given role, and these given username, password, and roles are given here in cmd parameters add with value. Okay, these are temporary variables in SQL query. Okay, @username, this is a variable, and for this variable we have a value username. This username is from our text box tv username. Okay, similarly our password from our text box, this password from our text box tb password. Similarly this role is from our combo box cv role. Okay, and then at last we will execute our command. This command must be executed to bring the data, so this command is executed and return to dir, that is data reader, and then we will initiate integer count equals to 0. That means we will count. Okay, now this dir, for this dir we'll use a while statement. Okay, this while statement means if there are 5 number of rows in users table, that is 5, if there are 5 users in users table, this while statement, this curly inside while statement will execute 5 times. Okay, now there dr.read. Okay, sorry, what we have to say is while dr.read means if this username and password combination is correct, username, password and role combination is correct, then uh, uh, one row must be faced. Okay, there might be many rows if there is a conflict or there is any error, then there might be same data in 2 3 rows, but with good ethics there must be only one row with same user one username, password and role combination. Okay, for one user there must be a unique combination of username, password and role. Yes, so that there must be the one row for one user. So here we will check if this username, password and role matches. Then if username, password and role matches according to this query, then we must have one row returned. Okay, for example, I have given here my name Yuvraj and Yuvraj123 as password and admin as role, and this must match here. Okay, if you see here in our edit of 200 rows, you can see my username, password and admin. Yes, if these three combinations match, then at least one row must be returned here. Yes, at least one row must be returned. So while will be executed one time and this count will be increased to 1. Okay, and this count will be increased to 1, and we'll check if count is equals to 1, then we'll close our connection. This connection was opened here. Yes, this connection was opened here, and we will close this connection, and then we will register our log. Okay, we have our log table also. Let's see log table and we will be back again to here. Okay, up to here we have done. Okay, let's create our register log function. Okay, you can create this register log function inside your class anywhere after your constructor. Okay, let's see our register log function. Register log must be here. Okay, here is our register log function. Before creating this register log function, let's look on to our database. Here we have a logs table. Okay, you have to create a logs table. Inside logs table you have some columns: log id, username, role, last login date and last login time. Log id is integer, username is nvarchar, role is nvarchar, last login date is nvarchar 50 and last login time is nvarchar 50. Okay, and then you will make your identity specification. If you like to make this, you can increase this, okay, to yes. Okay, and then set this as primary key and click on save button. Okay, in this way you will make your logs table. Okay, now coming here again in register log, we will use our try catch statement. Inside try, just bring username and role from tb username.text and role from our combo box cb role.text, and in last login date just bring our last login date with our date time class. Okay, this date time class will give us our current time. If you write date time dot now, it will give a current time. Okay, and if you want to change this current time to short date string, then you can do that with this to short date string. Okay, it will bring date to our sort date string. Okay, that is easy to read, sort date string. Similarly, last login time to sort time string. Okay, this is just formatting. Okay, this date time dot now will give your current time, like this. For now it's 9:50 p.m. right? This will give 9:50 p.m. with our current date also. So we can use this to sort time string also, or sort date string also. Okay, it will depend on your system time. Okay, now you will open your connection. Okay, con.open, and then you will create a command cmd. Okay, you will create a command to insert the data. Okay, which data we have? We have here username, role, last login date, and last login time. Okay, here we are using username, role, last login date, and last login time. Similarly, and we are not using user id because it will be auto incremented. Okay, here you have username, role, last login date, last login date, last login time, last login time. Okay, and make habit of creating parameters instead of writing data here. Okay, you can write data here directly also. Yes, you can write here username directly also, username. Okay, but what you have to do is you have to do this and this. In this way, doing plus is very complex and error prone, so you just write as rate username and use this rate username here and give actual value here. Okay, in this way you can create a command. Okay, and you have to execute this command here with execute non-query. Here up to this you have made command only. Okay, to execute this and to make effect on your table we have to write this code. Okay, this will actually insert data or perform command. Okay, and then you will close your connection, and we are done with try statement. And then we will move on to our catch statement. Catch SQL exception, and if we get any exception, then inside message box we will see the message given in our ex variable. Okay, with SQL exception class. Okay, let's see our register log again. Here try catch statement. Okay, and then catch statement. Okay, let's move on to our login button again. Inside login, we are here up to register log. Yes, up to here we have done. Okay, now after registering the log, we will hide this form. Okay, we will hide our login form and we will show our home form, that is main page. We will show our main page. We will close our login screen and show our main page. Okay, for showing our main page, let's move to our variable declaration section again. Here at first we have these variables, right? Similarly, inside our home page also we have to make some variable. Okay, let's see here in our home. For now you might have made splash screen and login. Yes, now you have to create a home form. Okay, For creating home form, what you have to do is just add another Windows form and give it name home, okay, and then add it. Okay, for now I am cancelling because I have already a home form here, and inside home form I have made this tab. Okay, we'll come here again for making this tab control, and before this you just go to your view code. Okay, there what you have to write for now is, for now you have to just use these two lines. Okay, only these two lines inside your partial class. Inside your public partial class, just use these two lines. Okay, just use these two lines only. These two lines only for now. These two lines. Okay, you have to use these two lines inside your home class. Okay, inside your partial class home. Okay, use these two lines so we can use it in our login form also. Okay, now let's back to our, just made these lines only. Okay, not other lines. These two lines you have to write. Okay, now let's get back to our login and our login button, and inside that okay, I'll describe this also. Okay, here what we have done is we have created a public, means it is accessible from other forms also, and static means we don't have to create an instance to use that. Okay, we don't have to use any instance, you can directly call this. Okay, we can directly use this current user string. Okay, this is string type. Yes, data type is string, so that we can store any username, and this is current role for storing role. Okay, for storing username and role, for giving session, like if let's say Salman is logging, then our username will be Salman and role will be either admin or user. Yes, and we might say we might welcome that user in our home screen also with using that current username. Okay, for that purpose we have made this. Now let's get back to our login design. Inside login button, now if our count is 1, we have closed the connection and done register log work, and we have hide this our current login form. And after that what we will do is we will set home.current user, that is we are referring this current user. Okay, home.current user equals to username, that is the username provided in our login screen text box, username text box. Yes, similarly the role we have provided in login cb role combo box. Yes, and this will be set in our homes home class variables. Yes, and then we will finally show our home form. Okay, this will finally show our home form. This will show home page. Okay, this will show home page. Here what we have done is we have created a object of home class and use this object to show the home form. Okay, to show the home form we have to create object first and then use show function. Okay, this is inbuilt function. Okay, this is inbuilt function, we don't have to write code for it. Okay, you can use dot show function to show any form. Okay, if count is 1, that is genuine one. If genuine login is there, then count must be 1, and if any error occur or there might be another user already logged in, then there will be another condition, else if count is greater than 1. If count is greater than 1, then we will close our connection and then show a message, duplicate username or password, and then title login page. This is title, okay? This is title and this is message, duplicate username or password. Similarly, if count is more than 1, then we will say, if count is more than 1 or less than 1, then there might be count equals to 0 also. Yes, in that case we will say incorrect username or password, that is title will be login failed, and this will display message box buttons dot ok will display ok button, and message box icon dot warning will show a warning icon there in your message box. Okay, if try catch succeed to do some tasks, then it will be okay, then otherwise exception will occur, and we will show that exception with this message box dot show function. Okay, now when we do, if you have done this, then you are ready to log in. Okay, let's see our login code again from here. Here you have button login, click event. Yes, inside click event, from here you have button login, click event. Yes, now okay, here we have ended our button login underscore click event. Yes, now let's get back to our login screen, and for cancel button we have another code. Double click on cancel button, and when we hit cancel button our application must exit. Okay, for that we have code application dot exit. This application dot exit will shut down our app. Okay, we'll shut down our app. Let's run it. Okay, I'm clicking on start. Progress bar is running. This is a splash screen and our login form is showing, and I have given this username, URL, password and role in that text box text property. Okay, so that while debugging I don't have to write my username and password time to time. Okay, for that, but in real scenario you don't use in this way. Okay, now clicking on login, our it will check to our database and take me to my home page. For now your home page may be empty, don't worry, we'll do it. Okay, again close it and again run it with different password combination. Okay, I'll write wrong username and password combination, then click on login. Now it must say login failed, incorrect username or password. Okay, this is working fine, and then if we hit on cancel button it will close our application. Okay, it will close our application. Okay guys, in this way we can make our login screen. Yes, in this way we can make our login screen to work on clicking on login button and cancel button. Okay guys, thank you for watching. If you like my video, please don't forget to subscribe and hit like and hit notification bell icon, and I am ready to help you. And if you like to contact me directly, you can contact me in my Facebook also. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Keep enjoying. Thank you.